Hey everybody, Nate Eaton here in REXBURG with Melanie Gibb, who of course took the stand Monday and Tuesday. It carried over. Melanie, just your overall thoughts about testifying here now that the cases are getting going.
Yeah, thank you. It was quite the experience, as you can imagine. A lot of mixed emotions, but overall I'm grateful to be able to share the information and knowledge that I have. There was some moments that were it's hard to talk about those things and knowing the whole world's watching you. But I was grateful to be able to share it. I had been wondering for a long time, since I knew I was going to take the stand someday, what it was going to be like. And so it was hard, but there were things that I liked about it, and stronger than I think I am. And I guess if I want to say my favorite part I share with Nate is I really got a chance to meet Kay and Larry. That was the highlight. Wonderful people, very grateful to know them. So
one of the things that I've wanted to ask you is, in talking about the zombies, a lot of people have said, why didn't Melanie do anything back months before the kids died when Lori and Chad were talking about zombies? And you have an answer to that question that you've shared with me.
Right. Yeah, there's been a lot of different opinions about me. First of all, I want to say that I did not get on video with Nate months ago to try to make myself look innocent or guilty. I came on there for the kids, also for purposes of putting some kind of something good could come out of this, and that a lot of people are believing a lot of the teachings, or I'd say some of the ideas that Chad was familiar with. And it was a great opportunity for me to share what I did know. And because of that knowledge, people have an opportunity to decide if those things are true or not. But as I've said before, if it leads to death, it doesn't sound like it's true.
And you had told me that Chad and Lori were always saying things that weren't coming to pass.
Right,
they were always saying kind of weird, bizarre things.
Exactly.
So when they started to talk about zombies, you weren't really thinking anything more of it.
No, because they never talked about killing anyone. They would always talk about praying and hoping that the spirits would leave the bodies. And so that was all that they did, is always prayed about. But she was also predicting dates, as we have all heard, about things that were going to happen, or somebody was supposed to die on this day, and they just never happened through time. It seemed like there was a prediction about something every month to every week, and they didn't happen. And so I didn't get the sense that any of her things that she said were happening when they were going to happen, or I didn't take a lot of it too seriously. I hope that you can understand a little bit more about how I was interpreting that.
The other question people might have is about the July 22nd date.
Yeah.
Where he's still here. It's August.
Right.
Do you think Lori and Chad have paid much attention to that? There's been a lot of hubbub in the media about that date. It came and went. Or have they, do you think, moved on?
Well, their biggest date was August. So, like I said before, the July 22nd, I hadn't even heard about that date. I don't know who she mentioned that one to, but August was more of a date that was information that they got from other sources, meaning a time of half an hour silence in heaven that the scriptures talk about. And that would equal 20.8 years, which would fall, in their opinion, or maybe other people's opinions too, that would fall in August this month, actually. So we're still here. And I don't think that they thought that the world was necessarily going to come to an end, but that it would just be a sign of a new transition, like that was going to come in, maybe something like things were going to start happening after that time. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's so many questions I could ask you. We just want to do a short little video here. We'll have more down the road as things move on. But I do want to ask, since we last spoke, that a lot of new developments, a lot of tragic new developments, as we know, as you've spoken about on the stand. What is your message to Chad and to Lori if they somehow see this?
I hope that they can realize this is pure evil. There's nothing good. The whole goal for them was to be together, and they're not. All the things that they thought were going to happen, their predicted revelations, can you not see that nothing happened the way you thought they would happen? At some point, you have to say to yourself, nothing happened. We're not together. We're both in jail. And now 4 people that were in our family are dead. There comes a point where you got to wake up and realize there's some either mental illness there, some evil influences there. At some point, you're going to have to come to that realization that you can't live in this pretended bubble that you believe in anymore. It's got to pop eventually, because you're not going to come out of jail. You're going to be there for the rest of your life.
Melanie, thank you. I know all of you out there have a lot of questions for her. I do too. We're not going to get to that today, maybe at a later date. So everyone typing out your questions, he should have asked her this.
Yeah.
You can tell me, let me know, and maybe one day we'll do a more in-depth.
And we didn't say anything about the video that were released.
Oh yes, the phone call.
The phone call. So the phone call.
Back in December.
Back in December, I have been wanting to share with the public, but for the sake of the courtroom, I wanted to save that. I knew that after many people would hear that, they would understand Chad and Lori and my relationship with them a little bit better. I'm really grateful that got to come out, even though it's hard to hear your own voice recorded like that, and hear some of the things that we talked about, but I knew that it would help, and so I was happy to share it.
And I'll let you know that we actually had a story ready to go weeks ago about the call. Melanie was kind enough to share it with me, but then she asked that we wait until the actual hearing.
That's right.
And so we wanted to honor that request, and I had heard the call, and it was eye-opening that day when I first heard it, and again in court.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if you missed that, we have a link to it,
Right.
And there'll be a lot more to come in this very tragic, sad case. But Melanie, thank you for being here, and thank you for watching.